What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MAC Teambuilder Dynasty. We have the off-season part number 2 here for you guys today. We're kicking it off with our recruiting update. This is just to give you guys a quick idea of what our lists look like and how we did in recruiting during the season. You guys signed a ton of players, and we didn't. Our recruiting was awful.
Yeah, you got a few players here definitely doing better for Lake Huron. We're going to see how the off-season portion shakes out. Got a couple people that you might be able to build around in the future. You're going hard on May Softly.
Yeah, now these were very tough decisions because remember, we can only sign 4 patron or custom prospects this season. So I've already got 2. I needed to make a decision if we were going to go after Maidman or Trujano and so on and so forth. You've already got 3, so you could really only go in on one guy. You got 3 scholarships left. You're going to go all in on one player with all of your points. Make sure you go get him.
Going in on Maidman. So the Ohio Western Ospreys had a couple big signings there. Antoine Ball is one of the top players in the country. They need him because they're not fantastic at wide receiver, so they're going to need some help there. Checking out ALPENA, they've had a pretty nice recruiting class. Hasn't made a huge splash, but they've done okay. Got a couple guys here like Edwards, kicker, guard Whitehead, and Jack Kilger. They're going to be in a battle here with Ohio Western.
And now we got the final results, guys. So they did get Eric Wesley, Stevens, Edwards, Whitehead. They did lose some guys like Jack Kilgore. He's going to go to Ohio Western. Pierre Davenport, Rucker, Manson. So they've got some pretty darn good players yet again. So ALPENA is still at it. Still becoming one of the top powerhouses in all of college football. We'll go ahead and take a look at Ohio Western. They did nab the number 1 player across the country, Antoine Ball, the wide receiver. Now, a little update here for players. Another custom guy, Pauly Trujano. He went to Purdue, but we like to keep our custom guys inside our own conference. So whatever team was in second, which I think was Southern Michigan, so therefore the Miami of Ohio Redhawks, that's where Pauly Trujano is going to go. All right. Meanwhile, we've also got Bo Ingram going to Akron, so he's not a problem. He will stay going to Akron. We did get Kalu, we got McClanahan and Southerby. That's nice. Demario Waddell, you're going to stay at Notre Dame. You weren't a custom guy. Yes, we made you, but you are, in fact, a contest winner, not a patron. So you'll stay over there at Notre Dame. Jadobi Gray, lost out on him. You made a tough call. Forrest Hugo made a tough call.
We need the defensive help. Yeah, it's really that simple.
Yep. And again, you guys aren't going to those schools, those Power 5 teams. You're going to go right back here to the MAC, whoever was the next MAC team that recruited you. So as we take a look at your class as an overall look, you were 76th.
I like it. We can build on top of that. As for you, 97.
Yeah, a lot of 1-stars, baby. Those 10 1-stars. But we did get May Softly. We got Southerby to kind of back us up for life without Verlies. We did fix up some defensive issues with May Softly, McClanahan, and Kalu. So I'm really happy about that. And we weren't last or second to last either.
No, Kansas? Really? Good recruiting class here for Ohio Western. Got quarterback and wide receiver, so they are looking good for the future. Checking out the training results here. ALPENA has been hitting the weight room. They're looking pretty good. You're moving into year 4. Kind of like where they're situated defensively. Wide receiver also, they got some big playmakers at the wide receiver position. So offensive line, it's a little top heavy for the Alpacas. Going to need some help there maybe in the future. But they're looking better than Ohio Western's offensive line, which they don't have a ton of depth this year.
Yeah, when I'm looking at Ohio Western, we'll talk about the rosters a little bit later on in this video, but just kind of showing you the progression and what we're seeing here for each team. I just scrolling through as an initial knee-jerk reaction, I just think that it's ALPENA's year. We'll get a deeper dive look at the roster compilation, but I just think that looking at that list, I think it's ALPENA's MAC all the way. Lake Huron, you got some nice progression across the board there. You got 290 overall players now. You got some great depth there with high 60 overall players. This is probably your best team that you've ever fielded a roster for.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not complaining. I can handle this. We can win 4 with this group.
Your worst player is a 54. Taking a look at our team. What do you guys notice here in the comment section? What do you guys notice? Yeah, we're still bad. Their worst player is a 54. We've now gotten to 50s halfway down the list, guys. That's how bad this team's going to be yet again. So we need a big recruiting class coming up here in year 4. We need it. This is the year. Year 4 has got to be the next step, or else we're going to be drowning in this Dynasty series.
Let's check out the customs here. Got Mordecai Poindexter, running back out of New Orleans. Benjamin, what's his last name?
Potion, but that is incorrect, so we'll make a change a little bit later. But we also got Jaden Hunter, a quarterback out of Philadelphia, and then Dean Scully, a linebacker out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. So good spot right there. Logan Klink, a quarterback from Ohio, from Norwalk, Ohio. Scrambler.
Manziel, perhaps.
Ibrahim Akubu, free safety out of Ohio.
I like it. Jake Love, wide receiver. He got the Virginia Tech colors from Nebraska.
Oh, baby, look at this. Nikolaus Kistner from Flint, Michigan. That's our hometown, baby.
Big dude. Looks like he can play. This guy might be a little bit bigger. Braylon Gunnarsson out of Detroit, safety. Interested in Southern Michigan.
A very tall man. Alexander Wisniewski from Coldwater, Michigan. We know where Coldwater's at, too. You guys are really looking at that Genesee County area, it seems like. Charles Stevens, a cornerback from Vandalia, Ohio.
Yeah, Stevens, pretty good player looking there. Pinky Kilgore.
I love that.
Pinky Kilgore. Well, that's his nickname.
All right. And then last but not least, we have Keneal Mason, a wide receiver from Fresno, California. I love that jersey, by the way. That's pretty sweet looking uni.
It says here, if we vanquish the holiest of the holy 3 times, we will be granted the secret of life. Theoretically, we could create a specimen that Dr. Frankenstein could only dream of.
You know that Dr. Frankenstein wasn't real, right? But I see your point. Please continue.
We scheduled Notre Dame, BYU, and TCU. 3 religious colleges. If we can beat them, we will be able to bring life to a football god. Yes, finally, it's alive. Great-grandfather, get in here, you gotta see this.
Oh my goodness. He's beautiful. Chet, you have created a football god.
Yes, great-grandfather, he has the speed of Bo Jackson, the tenacity of Lawrence Taylor, and the temper of Ryan Leaf.
Who's that?
Oh, right. You've been dead for so long. I forgot. They were good football players, except for the last one. He's perfect. He will be ready for this year's recruiting class, and he will consider no one but us, great-grandfather. He is coming to ALPENA. Once I inject this serum into his brain, he will sign with ALPENA, and the recruiting process will be done.
Chet, make sure you got the recipe correct this time.
I did, great-grandfather. I used the gizzard of a crow instead of a hawk, as the Book of Secrets told me to.
You did what?
Oh no.
You fool!
Hello? Hello? Mama?
I am not your mama.
Papa?
That's close enough.
Papa, I like birds.
You what? Birds?
Yes, birds. Me no like alpaca. Kill alpaca.
Chet, what did you do?
I failed you, is what I did.
You get this right. You get this right now.
He's at risk of siding with Ohio Western, our hated rivals.
I like birds.
You shut up. You shut up now. You haven't even gone to high school yet.
You like alpaca?
We adore them here, and you will learn the same. I will get this right, great-grandfather.
I pray for your sake. You do. If you do not, and they, our most hated rival, gets a hold of our creation, I will have your head.
Well, do you want to talk about what just happened right there?
Well, we have a new player that was born yesterday, apparently, but he's 18 years old. He's ready to play his senior year of high school, and he's going to sign with ALPENA or Ohio Western, and his name is The Glitch.
He is muscled out. He's as tall as you could possibly imagine, and he is considering both of those schools. And it's now a race for both of these schools to go get this guy, this creation, this football god. And if you guys remember, for those that might be new here that are just coming to this channel like, what the heck did I just watch? There's a whole backstory behind this. Make sure you go check out the very beginning episode of this entire series. But for those of you guys kind of following along, this all happened because ALPENA likes to play in the dark arts. And they decided they were going to play against 3 religious-based schools. I believe it was TCU, BYU, and Notre Dame. If they beat all 3, the trinity, if you will, of holy schools in college football, they would unlock this ability to create a football beast.
And it's not going their way. However, they can turn this around. They can work on some spells. They might be able to figure this out. But ultimately, the Glitch, he has free will. And he can decide where he signs. So this should be a big race that might determine the future of the series.
All right, everybody, let's talk about schedules. For the first time in our off season, we got the national champion runner-ups taking on ALPENA in opening week action
At the Camping World Stadium kickoff. So this will be played in Orlando, and technically it'll be a neutral site, but Florida's kind of the home team here, and ALPENA, they haven't quite made that big statement that they've been trying to make over the years. This would be their biggest opportunity.
I think this would be kind of like indirect payback. If ALPENA was able to beat Florida, then they could say like, oh, Ohio Western, yeah, we beat them where you lost to them in the playoff.
Exactly. And then they're going to host Iowa and Louisville. And then MAC play kicks off. It'll be ALPENA at Toledo, and then Ohio Western coming in at 13. So Toledo is ranked, kind of surprisingly. We'll see if they can back up that ranking, but closing out against the MAC East, it's again overall pretty light slate for the Alpacas. It's going to be an easy path, quote unquote, to get to that college football playoff, but it's going to open up with a big kick here. So these first 5 games will be their biggest test of the year.
We'll take a look at Ohio Western. So they're also trying to match up with ALPENA, their rivals, taking on Ohio State by going on the road. So an Ohio rivalry.
Yeah, this is the first time we're going to see them play the Buckeyes. Ohio State infamously played us in our year 1 opener, which was bloody and brutal.
It's a massacre.
Yes, they're going to host Maryland and Memphis. After that, they're going to draw Miami of Ohio from the MAC East, along with the Alpacas. And then you got NIU here, also ranked. So Toledo and NIU backing it up in the top 25. And then we got all the Michigan schools here closing things out.
Eastern, Western, Central, Southern.
Again.
So are we thanking your lucky stars with this schedule?
Well, we get to play Michigan.
Looks pretty damn easy, man. You got 1 ranked team. And then you get ALPENA at the very end.
True.
So you bookended your schedule. Michigan at the top and ALPENA at the back
These
end.
games are difficult for us.
That is brutal.
We're trying to win 4 or 5. We're trying to take the next step this year.
What is this in Florida Atlantic?
Well, our biggest home game ever. We're going to host Illinois. Okay? We're hosting a Big Ten team. That's how you know you're starting to arrive. When you're a non-BCSer. If you're a G5 team.
Is that what they're saying now?
A group of 5.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a bad
Oh my
name.
god.
It's a bad
Like a G6.
Yeah, the G6 summit or whatever. Yeah, Illinois. So you kind of know you're starting to come around when you get to host a big boy, and that's where we're at. Illinois is coming here.
Better make sure you take them out to the biggest buffet and, roll out the red carpet for Illinois.
Yeah. You know what, though? Illinois' logo, I got to talk about this.
It's an eye.
It's fat. It's a fat eye. Okay, go back in time.
Are you saying, is it girthy?
It's girthy. Yeah. Plus sized, if you will. You go back and look at the old Illinois logo. Mm-hmm. They had a white. See the white outline you see there.
Yeah.
Was added to the outside of the eye. The old Illinois logo had a white outline inside of that eye, with a blue outline, secondary outline.
So maybe
it was thinner. And then when they had the horizontal Illinois with the underline, like that was cool. That was cool. And actually, this is a deep dive here. Lake Huron's helmet with the italic Huron was inspired by how much I liked Illinois' old helmet. Back in the Kurt Kittner days.
Are you talking about the Illinois with the logo with the Illinois lettering?
Yeah.
Maybe we can show it up here on screen too. By the way.
But look at so the eye is actually the same size, but the white inside outline is thicker.
Right.
So it makes the orange part like skinnier.
So it's really when you're shaving the colors down, it makes you look a little bigger.
Yeah. Now it's fat. Okay. And then Anyway, long story. Closing out with ALPENA week 14. That's a classic rivalry game. Kind of. You're going to play Michigan State at the GG9 Great Lakes Classic at Ford Field. You took a hiatus in year 3. You played Michigan, right, year 2, and now this year you get MSU.
Yeah, and that big blue field should be, hopefully it doesn't turn red, just a bloodied battle against Michigan State. But we will be taking on San Jose State and Navy on the road. We are going to try to win both of those games on the road, because if we do, we unlock those states for recruiting measures.
You almost got Louisiana last year. Painstakingly close. If you get California, that would probably pass what Lake Huron did in unlocking Texas last year. And we'll talk about that more in the recruiting portion. But as far as the MAC schedule goes, the MAC West is going to be tough. You get Toledo and NIU, who are ranked.
Yeah.
And then you close against Ohio Western.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy schedule by any means once we get into MAC play. It's not easy at the very top either, especially when you got to go on the road and play those teams. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy schedule for us by any means. So it's roster preview time. We've talked about the schedules, custom prospects. We are getting into our part 2 of our off-season videos, and now it's time to preview season number 4 with our rosters.
Yeah, and we have a couple difference makers here with Nicodemus Bloodsaw, Doubleday. They're mainstays. You guys know these names by now. Just checking out Doubleday's production. Slipped a little bit from year 2, interestingly. I'm actually curious as to how that happened. Nicodemus Bloodsaw as well. You know, the sack numbers are going up. I need him, though, I need more sacks out of Bloodsaw.
I think, if you wanted my opinion, I think we just did more sim in year 3. I think that might have cost you.
Could have been. I don't know. I mean, checking out Fortuna's numbers, his passing went down a little bit. You know, I know Fonseca got in there. Not sure. Izzy's a senior now, so his run's coming to an end here. 12 touchdowns, 16 picks for him. We got some multi-year starters on the O-line. Some guys that were year 2 recruits who have been, with us for a couple of years now. New kicker stepping in, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Good. Cloutier stepping up here as well. 73 sophomore. I like where he's headed to. Urel Dinwiddie getting a red shirt. Interesting. So, that's kind of our top guys. Just checking out position by position. Tito Ramos. We're going to redshirt Tito this year.
Now, Tito, I got a good story about Tito Ramos. He was actually increased a little bit. Got a little overall boost to him with channel points. So it's a little channel points plug out there for you guys that aren't playing in channel points. Make sure you guys are doing that, man, because if you've got players in these series, you can upgrade them a little faster than if you waited for the CPU to do it. So, with some reins being thrown on, some rules here that we're not going to make Tito. You can't put all your points on Tito Ramos and make him a 99. yet.
Yeah, well, Tito's he's spending this off season just kind of working out.
Yeah.
Maybe hitting the buffet a little bit less. The school buffet, you get to free meals. You get like 4 free meals a day.
Just hanging back a little bit.
Really taking advantage of that. But now he's scaling back. He's hitting the workout a little bit.
He needs to study the books a little bit. 52 awareness.
Yeah. But Tito, like he's taken this off season, so he's gotten a lot better. This red shirt's going to help him long term, I feel like. Because Izzy's going to get out of the way. And then you got Cash, probably got 1 year left. Looking at the running back situation, you got Jamari Rose, Max Renner. They've been with us forever. A couple seniors. Rose hasn't gotten a ton of playing time, as we see as 1.1 yards per carry, which is fantastic. But you have Morris Buttermilk, 58. He redshirted last year. Power running back. Might get a look here from Chan Buttermilk. Tank Stugelmeyer. He's got 10 touchdowns for Tank.
4.6 yards per carry, by the way.
He's
He needs to be your running back.
So he's got 3.1.
Average yards per game. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4.6.
He's got his place. Wyatt Pico.
Look at the drop-off.
Junior. Yeah, it's a big drop-off. Gannon Trulove, Ishmael. Now we got Ravensburg, who had to get nerfed a little bit, so he's going to be a 65 coming into here, 6'3". Probably going to play over Ishmael. I want to see what Ravensburg can do. Smith can play.
Well, just look at the speed. Look at the speed between Ravensburg and Ishmael.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to want Ravensburg on the field for us this year. Daihun Bay, 59. Not going to see a ton of time. All right, tight end. Hamilton's been good for us. Checking out the O-line here. You got Grabowski at 68. Cross, 73. Robinson, 74. Mike May, I'm going to redshirt him. I'm going to punt on this. We're going to play Hutchcraft and Kirkendall at right guard. And Nolan. So our offensive line is actually building into a plus for us. So you got Sherwood, Fernandez on the D-line. So a veteran defensive line, sort of. Kind of. Middle linebacker, we're pretty strong here. We got Adams, Maidman, Bob Green, and Dingle. So we're probably going to play 3-4, and we're probably going to have these middle guys play a little bit outside linebacker, which is why I'm redshirting Dylan Strong.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. Yeah, just get another year out of Strong. He'd be about a 73 as a senior. Speed will go up.
We're still playing the long game here at Lake Huron.
Mm-hmm.
We are sacrificing current day competitiveness for future gains. I was even tempted to redshirt Breezy, but our secondary would be so toast.
Well, you'd have 5 people back there? You can't do it.
That'd be impossible. And at safety, Dinwiddie, another guy we were talking about redshirting there. So that's Lake Huron in a nutshell.
So we've talked about this many times before, but there is a noticeable difference when you take a look at our roster compared to Lake Huron's roster.
Excuses.
My God. Bailey releases our best players in 88. You've got 2 90s on your team in key positions. Our next best 2 players are our punter and our kicker.
I don't want to hear it.
That tells you that our team is going to be very bad again. And then our tight end, Cameron Turner, is a transfer, so that doesn't count. Our next best player is Brian Chambers. He's a transfer, so that doesn't count. Michael Wilson, he doesn't count. But Christian Jones, our left guard, does.
The Southern Michigan Golden Robins. Well, moving up here from Hattiesburg.
Yeah, I guess so. But we did get this guy, David Jones, the wide receiver. He's fast as a 94.
Maybe you guys should merge. You should take all your players, put them all in a little room, have them fight to the death to make the team. Whatever comes out, you might have a bowl team. You and Southern Miss.
Oh, Southern Miss. Oh, it's like, who's the other...
Yeah.
combatant.
You just have them all in the room. The Joker comes in with a pulse.
I was just going to say, is that what you're referencing? Yeah.
We're going to have tryouts.
We're going to have tryouts.
Right.
Yeah. 68 overall, Jamar Lance, Riker McDonald, a senior now, is a scrambler. He's not going to play. You got Brockenberry, Downs. Kalu is a freshman. He's had to move down to a 65. He was a 75 overall player, but now moved down.
He's playing.
He will play. Yep.
He's playing.
Levine May Softly, 65 overall player. we'll go position by position now and just take a look at what we got going on for us. Now, I'm honestly thinking about putting Nico Billups into some games here, just into some certain packages. He's not a bad thrower. He's an athlete. We haven't really utilized his skill set so far in this series. I think he would be a nice complement to Bailey Verlies. There have been times I've tried to move out of the pocket a little bit with Verlies in extensive plays. Can't do it with the 71 overall speed.
What if you redshirted Bailey Verlies?
That would be blasphemous. He would transfer immediately.
Punt this year.
Running back situation, it's tough because we got a really good group of guys. I love the stable of running backs that we have here. Glover, Cena, LaRue Bryant, Timmy Klink, Billy Smith, Patrick Wheeler. Got to play the long game here. We're going to be redshirting our sophomore Billy Smith. But I do like our running back room. Kari Brockenberry, 67. Again, with our wide receivers, we've got Jones, Downs, another guy, Harrison, who's a transfer. But, man, basically our next best guy is Van Poppen and Patrick.
Recruit some wideouts.
Yeah, it's not a good situation right now. But we got 2 transferred tight ends. That's not going to help. So basically,
Joe Smith.
Who's gonna play tight end? We got 50 overall Joe Smith. We might have to have one of our tackles get over there at tight end. So guys, this is it's not a good situation still in season 4 for our Robins. So it's kind of sucky. But we've got this dude Toby Loa Kalu.
I love the uniform.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have really an explanation for you guys.
It's not color coordinated.
No, it's just the preview. You get it. But yeah, Kalu's going to be our starter there. He's a beast. And then you got Connor McClanahan, the other guy, another freshman. 2 patrons on opposite sides of the defensive line there. I love that. So we're going to be looking forward to them. Sherrod Johnson's been here for just 1 season. He's a sophomore now. So we're getting a little bit younger on defense. We're trying to shore up some of those spots. And again, Jamar Lance, a sophomore, he's coming over last year from being a patron guy. You've still got TJ Underhill on offense.
He'll play wide receiver.
Yep, we'll use him a little bit. Fastest guy out there will be Marcus Marshall, a freshman out of Washington. So we have to basically cut him since he shouldn't even belong. He shouldn't even belong on the roster. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, so... And another guy, California.
Oh, no.
Patrick Burrell out of California. So he's going to have to get... God!
No.
Oh my God! We're going to be so bad again.
Turn him into blah, blah. Remember blah, blah.
You might have to. Although we do have a senior here, Carson Seeger from Utah. Oh, that was a rename guy. I don't know. Do you want to just give it to me? Are you feeling nice?
Yeah.
You want to just give it to me?
Who's going to hold it against you?
We're in year 4.
We're year 4 now, man. The rules. There's just suggestions.
You know what I'm thinking about it? It's season 4 now. So we've put the community, we put the viewers at such a long, torturous slog of watching us lose all the time.
Viewers have suffered alongside you.
Yes, they have. So.
And really, I mean, the only person you got to worry about is me, right? I mean,
no, I got to worry about the CPU, especially running backs.
As far as the rules go, because it's a contest between you and me, and
yeah.
I had a little bit of an edge with my roster at the beginning, at the onset. You made your roster worse than I was expecting.
Oh wow!
You came in with your roster. And I'm like, whoa! I mean, you don't have to make it that bad.
I took it to heart. I was like, you want this to be a challenge, right? Well, let's make them real bad. So
with all that said, I'll give you the corners.
Well, thank you.
You can take them.
Thank you. We've got this guy, Brian Chambers, talked about him. He's a 70. He's going to be sitting for a little while. Then you got Segrist there, and then leaving me softly. Hard hitter. Yeah, going to take the job of Kevin Rhodes. But yeah, overall, that'll help. Thank you for allowing us some more talent here. But yeah, it's just going to be another bad year for Southern Michigan. Hopefully this is the year that we kind of turn the corner, though. Maybe we surprise some people. Who knows? Now, this is actually a good team.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Louis Savage, 99. Criswell, 96. He's still here. By the way, guys, still here. We've rarely ever had real life quarterbacks taking the reins on our custom teams in a series. So it's been kind of weird seeing Jacoby Criswell manning the ship for Ohio Western. But once he's gone, guys, we do have some backups here.
Let the Larry Potts era begin.
Larry Potts.
Look how good he is. He's a redshirt sophomore.
I know, but we've also got Justice Jackson that needs to play, and we got Joey Irwin and Leo Flynn. Like, we've got customs here, man.
Yeah.
Screw Larry Potts. He's not even real.
You might see a transfer. Who knows?
Possibly. But let's talk about these guys real quick. DC Iafanti. They've had some really good players in the secondary since we started this series. It continues there with Colt Westfall. So they've got really good guys here in their skill positions. Again, I do think that they're going to compete yet again for the MAC championship. Probably likely against ALPENA yet again. Got another good running back there with Toshane Me Softly.
Let's look at his numbers because he's going to see a much increased role. Last year he had 1 carry.
It was in the first game of the year.
Yeah, and now that those other guys have graduated, Dempsey Rayton Dempsey and Jeter are out of the picture now. So you got Savage and May Softly, and the number 2 back in Ohio Western's offense does get a lot of run.
It's true. Just real quick, taking a look at Chris Well's numbers. So at North Carolina,
those are Heisman numbers.
Well, didn't he play 2 years? He played 2 years ago. He was the backup here, wasn't he? He transferred.
Well, yeah, the transfer season. So he played a UNC transfer.
Yep. Right.
So last year was his first year starting.
Yeah.
And he was very good.
Yep. Only 2 picks. I thought he'd been here for longer. That's how long we took to get through season 3. That's crazy. Real quick, Savage's numbers. Has he ever gone over 1,000? Yeah, 1 time. Well, 2 times actually.
Man, Ohio Western needs to recruit some backs. They don't have a lot.
They will. Well, they're trusting May Softly take the reins, but yeah, they're gonna pound this to get a little younger. I'm sure. Wide receivers are very, very good. Now, this guy was the number 1 recruit in the nation. Antoine Ball, 6'2", not a patron guy, not a custom guy, a CPU dude, and they nailed this dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be huge for them.
Yeah, and they're young at receivers, so like these ratings not jumping off the page right now, but they're gonna be around for a while. So
yeah, a lot
I feel
of
like
freshmen.
Ohio Western, the passing game, maybe run the ball more this year. They don't have a ton of depth though.
They don't have
blocking wise.
They don't really have a lot of tight end options here. I think Rondo Quill might have to go over there. To be completely honest,
they got some big guys.
Maybe Ricky Robinson. He's 6'5", 215. So maybe Tavarius Sutton. So they've got some options there to go to tight end, but I hope they figure that out. Otherwise, it's not very good. Gavin Byers, Kendrick, Newton,
O-line depth,
Reinhardt. Yeah, this could cost them.
They're gonna have to hit that hard recruiting.
I think the defense is going to be something that they're going to have to lean into definitely this season. Linebackers could see a little bit of work, but that secondary again looks pretty good. Solis has been here for a while. Westfall again. We got Kajai Delvante. Love that he's getting some run finally. I was waiting to call his name.
Any of our viewers from Edgemore, Delaware?
Post in the comment section below.
Shout out.
So after taking a look at everybody, we've left ALPENA last. Do you think that they are going to finally win the MAC championship here?
Well, it's been a couple years.
Yep. Do you think they're going to knock off Ohio Western? I think that they might this year.
I think. You know what's funny is I don't think this is the best team in the last couple of years. I think the Prince Ebo teams, they may have had a few more guys that were super talented, but I feel like this team's strong enough at the top. I feel like they're going to get it done. You see Gransky's numbers. His passing numbers increased.
He won the Heisman, the Maxwell, and the O'Brien.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too... I mean, a lot of times the Maxwell, they give it to the other guy just to make him feel better. But
the dude was so bad in the playoff game.
Right.
Or not the playoff game, but just the bowl game that they were in.
Yeah, that's an issue. He had 12 rushing touchdowns to go to 36. So he deserved that. But senior laden, they got a lot of big-time players on this squad. Wide receivers good. Defenses are good. You see McMath coming up here as a 90. Only had 4 catches. I like for him to break out. So looking at quarterback, you got Aiden Oliver, who's He's biding his time, but he does look like the heir apparent for the Alpacas after Gransky leaves. Running backs looking good here for the Alpacas. Got Fresh Martin as a 98, Osterholt at fullback. Wide receiver looks good. I like where these guys are coming. Handsome guy. You might need a red shirt. He came up big, but he only had 2 catches. So, buried on the depth chart, maybe
just
an extra year out of it.
Yeah, right. You're just trying to save a season for this guy. Otherwise, he's a junior next year, and what's at the top, like above him? They've still got some guys coming back, and I don't know. You save a year, he gets better in the process. Yeah. Trevor Kirkwood, by the way, he's a sophomore now, and he's had his red shirt. He's an 87 overall. He's finally ready to make his appearance in this series. It takes a long time, guys, so I appreciate you dudes sticking around and hanging in there with us, but your custom guy, man, is finally making an appearance.
How about Cyrus Winkles, baby? Cyrus Winkles.
17 pancakes last year.
Van Enders was pretty good out of Ironwood, Michigan. 11 sacks.
Look at this depth, man. 90, 87, 81, 70. Yeah, there's no way that ALPENA loses the MAC this year. There's no way. They can't. They're too good.
I mean,
they don't
have anything to worry about in the MAC East. Ohio Western
they
should
can't
be
hold a
challenged in
candle.
the MAC West. But yeah, I like ALPENA defensively. Briscoe, Fudge is probably going to play a little bit more. He only had 2 tackles last year, but he'll be the number 3 safety, so he'll play quite a bit. Look at the kicking game. Edwards and Moeller. So Moeller's back. Moeller's probably going to kick, I would think. I mean, he's got talented legs. So that's the ALPENA Alpacas. We like where they're at. All right, checking out the top 25 here. You got Florida ranked in the number 1 slot, as we saw with the Alpaca schedule, and you got Michigan number 2. So Harbaugh got this machine rolling here. At Michigan, they got Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. Big
Go
shot.
figure that. Some things never change, man.
They really don't. ALPENA checking in at number 6. And you see this week they got Florida. That's not quite a make or break game, but ALPENA needs a statement win, so they do need to really do well in that game. Boston College has been pretty good in the series at number 10. Ohio Western number 13.
The tough part about that ALPENA game against Florida is even if they win that game, I don't know if they jump Clemson or Bama. They're
Probably get up to 3 or 2.
I was gonna say they could get up to 2, but it's tough. I mean, Michigan would move up to 1. They could move up to 2. It's just tough. Depends on what Ohio Western does too. If both of those teams win, where does Ohio Western go in all that mix too?
The MAC is making moves in the world. We mentioned this. Northern Illinois is an A-. They might be favored to win the division over Ohio Western. They look better on paper.
Got a good running game. Then we got Toledo there at a B+ overall. B+ there for Toledo. Yeah, against number 22 Miami. So they're not holding back either by scheduling some pretty tough opponents.
Yeah, going down the list here, you got Florida International is a 0.
Yeah, I'm worried about this, guys. Admittedly, this is something to keep on the radar. We've done some testing with FIU to see if they don't have a coach right now. So I don't know.
I don't know if they have any players either, but
it's just something to keep in mind.
They were supposed to play you instead of San Jose State. You were going after Florida.
So we're a little worried. So I don't know what this is going to do for the rest of the series, but it is just something to think about. So if
we're going to treat Florida International like Chernobyl. Okay, we're going to set it off to the side. We're not going to touch it. Kind of hope that over time it might fix itself.
Yeah.
We might have some ideas there, but I don't know. Navy's a C+. Eastern checking in with an A offense.
It's that Killian May Softly, man.
Ohio.
So Bob Jackett's now the clear-cut starter.
Finally.
There, so
just going down the list, we're waiting for our teams.
When are we going to show up?
Come on. Boise's a C+.
Hey!
Why do they have you over me?
We have a D. You're a D+. And somehow we're better than you. They really value special teams, man. Look at that. That's why we're ranked above you.
Could be,
man. C- over that D- special teams.
Could be. There's some teams down here that might be better than us. But, hey, San Jose State, C+, you can handle that.
Heisman time. And whoa, what do we got here? Criswell and Gransky, the defending Heisman winner, against the upstart Jacoby Criswell. Like he's making a name for himself across college football. I'm interested to see how that battle's going to play out, man. It's going to be a dogfight. We'll take a look at some All-Americans here for the MAC. Didn't really want to go over the All-NCAA right now. We can cover that at the very end of the year, but let's show some MAC players some love. We got Gransky, Savage, Steelveer Gold. Looking for some of your custom guys, too.
Man. Andrew Homer. If you're watching this, you're destined to play in the NFL, Andrew. If you're 97, type in. Man, Bet Hauser, Troutman, good stuff on the offensive line. Van Enders, we talked about him. A lot of sacks. Ryan Thompson, big-time player. Nicodemus Bloodsaw, 95. Strickland, 96. Berardo, Alpena, racking up these nominations on defense. Iafonte, Westfall, and Chris. Although we don't have our kicker. Breezy. Breezy's your top returner.
Easy breezy. Second team, Criswell. We got Carson Steele, has been around forever, it feels like. He's just going to be a beast. Look at this dude, man.
1,500 yards.
You want to know like where all those yards came from? It's whenever he played Southern Michigan.
We know. We know.
Got some more Ohio Western there on second team. We got Winkles.
Cyrus Winkle.
Right tackle, we got Brian Barnett, a sophomore, making the second team All-MAC.
This is a lot more Ohio Western.
Yeah, that's why I'm just thinking that Alpena's got that edge this year.
Hey, there you go.
Finally, we've made a preseason All-American list. Wow. We knew that big things were coming for you, TJ.
Now, projecting ahead here, do you see any surprises on the horizon in the MAC East? Because, frankly, I don't.
You mean like surprises anybody that's going to challenge Alpena?
Yes.
I don't. Ohio was really good last year for whatever reason. They were just a very solid team.
Scored a lot of points.
Bob Jackett in his first ever bowl game appearance, which was in year 2.
Yeah.
He was good. Year 3's bowl game, I don't know what happened there. They almost got shut out. It was just not a good game for him.
Yeah, Akron and Bowling Green, Miami, their offenses look pretty good.
But we've also got another quarterback, Francisco Rubio, at Bowling Green. So he's now the starter after using some channel points there as well. So I'm looking at Bowling Green as a possible contender, but that defense is an 82. No one's challenging Alpena here. It's just, you might get a little upstart team like Bowling Green out of nowhere. It kind of surprises some people, but I don't know. Alpena's the one.
You got the MAC West. This is where I believe, I'm going to go on record, I think you're going to get a surprise here.
Really?
I do think one of these teams will win the division. NIU, Toledo, or Eastern is going to take it over Ohio Western.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio Western's weird to me this season because I want to pick them, and I know that I realize they're good. Prestige is high. They're a 5-star team. Offense is good still. They've got a lot of weapons there. Defense, we talked about their secondary. Roster previewed them. I don't know. They're still a very good team, but you're on to something there that Northern Illinois is ranked. Toledo's ranked. Eastern should be ranked by week 3.
They got to earn it.
If they can win some more games, that 95 offense will play. So there could be a surprise. The door is open at the top 4.
That would be the first time that we haven't seen Alpena versus Ohio Western in the MAC championship.
Yeah. But that bottom 4 teams there, Central all the way down to Western and us, I just don't. Nobody from that list is going to be.
No, you got your work cut out for you, though, in this division. It's going to be hard.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Leave a like if you like this thing. And before we exit off, we would like to preview Week 1 action, talk about what's going to be coming up here in next Saturday's video, because we got a lot of jam-packed action for you. But I would love to know in the comment section right here, before we get talking about the game previews, what did you think about the glitch, the battle that might be happening between Ohio Western and Alpena? Alpena, they should have had him. It should have been a guaranteed thing, but Chet Banke Jr. just keeps finding ways to screw this whole thing up.
Yeah, it's not going great for Chet, but, we have a special player in the glitch. And where he goes, it may decide the future of these two programs, this conference. This is the moral of Frankenstein. When you open these Pandora box, sometimes you can't put it back in.
Yeah, that's true.
And ALPENA may have messed with powers that they possibly could not have comprehended.
Where is that from? That is from Indiana Jones.
Yes.
That is from Indiana Jones. You sneaky person.
Oh,
It's my favorite series, Matt. Did you know that? You should have known that. Goldie Goes Gaming. It was a dark time in the channel history.
So, the glitch, he may change the whole tenor of the series, but he is deciding between Ohio Western and ALPENA.
That might be why they're going so hard at Florida or Ohio State. Hey, look what we can do. Anything you can do, I can do better.
And then we got our GG9 Great Lakes invite, which should be a pounding. But we'll take it like men.
Okay. Okay. Week 2, yeah, we're leaving it in.
No.
Week 2, go. Week 2, Illinois, Lake Huron, Southern Michigan, San Jose State, Maryland, Ohio Western, Iowa, ALPENA. I believe we'll probably be showing the Southern Michigan at San Jose State game. We have to show that one. We got to figure out if we can get a win on the road. Maryland, Ohio Western, that's probably a sim game. Iowa, ALPENA, that's a sim game. Illinois, Lake Huron, you're hosting a Big Ten team. That's pretty big for you, rolling out the red carpet.
We're playing it.
Yep, we'll play that game too. And likely get into week 3. I think we should do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at week 3. We got Southern Michigan at Navy and Lake Huron at Florida Atlantic. So it's going to be a big episode, but we got to get it done. We got to move through this season as fast as we possibly can because, again, I'm kind of worried about that FIU thing, and I would hate if that's going to ruin the series, dang it. I don't want you guys to be hanging around till December getting year number 4 done. So that's ultimately my thinking.
All right.
So, but a big episode there. We got a couple road games. We can unlock some states for recruiting. We've got opening game matchups that are going to be big for all 4 of our teams. A lot of big things happening here in season number 4. So, guys, that is it for the episode. Leave a like if you like this thing, and again, leave it in the comment section below. What do you think is going to happen with the glitch, man? I'm anxious to see what you guys are thinking here. Where's he going to go? Post your pick in the comment sections. But I will see you guys next Saturday. As always, thank you so much for watching, and